All right. So we actually might be getting some good news in the Mortal Kombat front. And that is that they might actually be selling the Warner Brothers Discovery slash gaming division again. Like, I mean, they've talked about this before, but I think it might actually be happening.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay
everyone?
calm.
What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody calm down.
Over here on Goat Gaming, it says breaking. Xbox in talks with Warner Brothers Discovery to acquire their gaming division. News broke this morning they're willing to unload to cut costs. And Xbox P3 was on the phone according to the Financial Times. Reports say PlayStation can't afford one of those. This is the only thing PlayStation can afford is third-person over-the-shoulder light RPG shooter / action games and HRT medication. Right? I don't want it to go to PlayStation anyway. It won't go to PlayStation, but just think for a sec. Imagine Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct. We get the crossover. Right? We finally get the crossover if they both own them. Right? Over here on Game Developer says Warner Brothers looking to sell off games, other divisions to prevent total breakup. Game franchises like DC and Mortal Kombat may once again be up for sale as Warner Brothers Discovery tries to make some money. They need to get out, right? Their gaming division is garbage. This is what happens, right, when you hire activists to run your games. You got Asian developers right now kicking the West ass, right, giving us the bobs and vagines, right. Suicide Squad failed. Mortal Kombat 1's failing. Oh, except in the eyes of an only pro that, like, you know, the only sex they get is from them. Right. Then over here, the Thinny, he goes, Warner Brothers Discovery is seemingly going to either sell Mortal Kombat and DC or split up into two companies again. According to reports, they're going to sell the entire gaming division. Maybe that's why they shut down the mobile division, which I haven't covered yet. But yeah, they shut down the mobile division because, well, it's crap. Like, who gives a shit about playing Mortal Kombat on a freaking mobile? Like, who cares about that? Right? Nobody cares about that shit. Now, coming back to here, right? Total MK comes in with the banger. Says, let's go and keep the woke away too, please. Right? I agree. Everything woke turns to shit, as the great Donald Trump said. Right? Now, Microsoft did recently get rid of their DEI team. So for those worried about that, it's all good, brother. Right? So I think it would be very interesting, right? This got Microsoft closed how many studios? Yeah, Microsoft ain't exactly great when it comes to that sort of thing, right? But let's be honest, they bought Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, right? And like World of Warcraft, you know, it hasn't fundamentally changed at all. And I play WoW all the time, right? Because you can buy stuff and still have their own, they can still have their own autonomy within the company, right? And think about this. Just think about this for a sec, right? Imagine MK9 had the Killer Instinct treatment. Killer Instinct just celebrated its, what? 10th anniversary. Okay? It's 10th anniversary, bro. Updated netcode, you know, visuals, extra content to get. Imagine MK9 had that after all this time. Imagine that. We wouldn't have needed MK10, MK11, or MK1, right? Wouldn't need an Injustice. I mean, Injustice is alright, but it's still beholden to the animation style and whatnot. That's why I don't care for it or like it that much. Because of that, right? Rather have Capcom USA by MK. Yeah, but Capcom's going a little wokey too, right? Imagine, dude, imagine they bought that. It means there's a chance that Mortal Kombat could be saved. Right? You know what I'd do if I owned Mortal Kombat? I would hire as studio head John Tobias. Right? I would have Total MK and Chris from Kamidogu under him. Right? And I'd just be... It'd just be instantly safe. Oh, do we need to hide? Nah, shut the fuck. Get out. Don't want no. Only pros. Don't want no dick shit who sits there and goes, oh, I can do a 500 damage combo. You know, I'm elite. Shut the fuck up and get out. You're fired. Right? You come into the fucking building with anything other than your natural hair color or black hair for some big titty goth chick. Get the fuck out. You got pronouns in your bio. Get the fuck out. Get out. Right? We need to talk about the sexual relation. Shut up. Get out. Right? Tumblr's that way. Fuck off. Right? We don't want that crap. We want Mortal Kombat to be great again. Not to be some fan fiction for fucking weirdos on Twitter that wake up every day and think these people are real people. Right? I want the gaming franchise that I love and have loved for 30 years to return to its roots. Well, make sure Dan Forden's still employed. Right? I don't know who the fuck is in charge of the music now, but they need to be fired too. Right? Get out. Make Mortal Kombat great again. Ed Boon just can sit in the back and look at boobs all day. Right? You've done your job. You fucked it up for 22 odd years. Now it's time to return it to the man who actually knows what the story is, and that is John Tobias. Right? Not this woke Marvel Cinematic Universe multiverse crap. Get out. Right? Just fuck off. I want bobs, I want vagines, I want bitches, boobs, and badassery back in Mortal Kombat. That's it. Because Mortal Kombat was the metal of fighting games. That's what separated Mortal Kombat from everything else. It separated it out because it just defied everything else that was going on. All the bright and colourful crap that was going on with, like, you know, Capcom games or Neo Geo SNK games, right? You know, Mortal Kombat just came out swinging and just went pow, 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 pow. Right? Don't be given no special privileges to shills, only pros, fuck off, right? How about you know, stop licking asshole and actually, you know, be honest for once. Make it an even playing field for everyone. And make Mortal Kombat great again. Right? That's all I care about. Now, can Microsoft do it? Perhaps. Right? If I would fire probably most of NetherRealm. If anyone was part of the original team, I'd probably still keep them there. Right? But maybe give Sean Hemrick some anger management lessons. So I hear. Right? But I would keep the original team there from the Midway days if they're still there, and fuck off everyone else and just start fresh. Just start fresh. Right? This is not the first time that they've talked about selling off their stuff. But it keeps coming up because obviously they're realizing that it is not profitable. They're not making any money by doing this crap. They need to get rid of these divisions. Warner Brothers is just so bad. And DC would be huge. DC would be the linchpin here for Microsoft. Right? That's the big one. Yeah, you got Mortal Kombat or whatever, right? But geez, man, like the DC universe in its entirety, that's huge. That is fucking huge, bro. Right? Now, you could sell off Mortal Kombat. Maybe the team could get the money together and buy themselves out and, you know, do their own thing. Right? Get rid of the woke crap because all these, you know, not just Microsoft, I think it was Bungie that had to lay off a whole bunch of staff as well. Yeah, that's what happens when you hire fucking activists. That's when you hire people that are trying to destroy a product for their own fan fiction fantasies. Don't do it. Right? And so now the culture's shifting. Everyone's starting to go, yeah, well, maybe we shouldn't have done this. Yeah, you think? You know, maybe you shouldn't have listened to Twitter and thought it was real life, because it's not. Twitter is just but a speck on what's actually going on in the world in terms of, like, you know, population, you know, sort of gauging on what's popular or not, right? Of course, if you're on Twitter, especially before Elon bought it, you would have thought everything's fucking gay. Everything's gay, everything's trans, you know, this man put a hand on his mate's shoulder. Oh, he wants to suck his dick! He wants to suck that schlong. That's how fucking stupid these people are, right? Everything to them is degenerate fucking behavior, man, right? And it's creeped into Mortal Kombat. Look at all the fucking dickheads out there. Oh, Johnny and Kenshi. Oh, you know. Dude, the guy got his fucking eyes stabbed out by this psycho big teeth bitch, right? Of course he's hanging on to Cage. He's not hanging on to anyone else, right? My God, like, it's... Anyway, right, so yeah, fire them all. Get the fuck out. I don't give a shit. Oh, it's terrible. People lose their jobs. Really? If you can't do your job properly, you fucking get fired. How is that hard to understand? Why should I feel sorry for them? You purposely came in and tried to destroy things that people love, and then you want a fucking sympathy, you know, orchestra? Fuck off. Get out. Right? You want to make your own woke shit? Go make your own woke shit. Nobody's stopping you. Right? But all three people that are still existing on Tumblr will probably buy it. Okay? Now, somebody did mention in one of the comments, I think under the Thinnies one, something was mentioned about guest characters. What will this result in? MK losing rights to guest characters finally? Well, that would be amazing, right? And as like they did with Killer Instinct was able to give every single Killer Instinct character, and then some, and then guest characters on top. And I think all of those guest characters were within the framework of Microsoft franchises, right? So if Microsoft owned, right, fucking Mortal Kombat, well, they own Bethesda id Software, Doom, right? You can actually get some guest characters in there from the Doom franchise, right? Doomslayer would have been far better than any of the guest characters so far in MK1. Far better. Because there's a connection to Hell, right? And Hell does exist in the Mortal Kombat universe, right? But I would absolutely be hiring John Tobias, right? I think that would be one of the most pivotal things that you could do to change public perception and turning around of this franchise. Because right now, it's just, you know, it's not on life support, man. People keep unplugging it, and some fucker keeps plugging it back in again, right? Just needs to go. Right? It needs to be sold off. I don't care if it's sold off independently. I don't care if they sold the whole fucking gaming division. But I'm pretty sure Microsoft can afford it. They literally fucking own like some of the biggest studios in history, like Bethesda and id, and now fucking, you know, Activision Blizzard. And now they could own all the stuff that is owned by Warner Brothers. All of their games. All franchises, right? Including Mortal Kombat. That's pretty exciting stuff, right? Because sometimes you need a fresh set of eyes. And if they fuck it up, then we're no better off, are we? It's just worse, right? Like, it's not worse. It can't be worse than what it is now, right? But that also means too, just to finalize, that we may not get content beyond year 2. Right? If they're looking at this right now, then we probably won't get content beyond year 2. Unless it's contracted in there that if they do indeed pick it up, then they have to fulfill these contractual obligations, right? And that's fine. They'll do that if they have to. But otherwise, or they may just pay it out and just go, oh, put this woke fucking shit in the game. You wanted to put in fucking, what's his name? What's that dude? Fucking, what's his name? Hang on, I gotta find his picture. Right. Hang on, where is he? Hang on, I gotta find. Yeah, this is what they'll fucking put. Right, this is where it's going. This is what they'll put in Mortal Kombat. Wait for it. Here we go. Fucking Richard Simmons. This will be a guest character if they kept going. Here we go. Wait for it. And here we go. It'll be this fucking dude. Right? Recently passed away, God rest his soul. Right? But that's where we're going. Right? This would be like Sonic Fox would literally get like 10 years worth of dick hard over this. Along with brown blown out back. Right? This is where we're going. So you need a fresh set of eyes. You need to clean house, get the right people that love Mortal Kombat. Not, oh, I grew up playing from the 3D era. Listen, I'm not chastising people whenever they got into Mortal Kombat, right? But it's plainly obvious, the massive difference between the people that love the universe that John Tobias made and then the universe that was slowly being changed and fucked up under the sole guidance of Ed Boon from the 3D era onwards. That's the difference, right? That's the difference, okay? And if you're an OG like me and Total MK and Chris and a whole bunch of others, you can feel the difference. You can see the difference. That's why we are so upset with the way MK's going. Turning into the fucking Ronald McDonald Fortnite bullshit. You know, nah, clean house. Clean the fucking house out. Burn it down, burn the whole house down, and rebuild what Mortal Kombat's supposed to be. Look at Killer Instinct, man. Right? Look at Killer Instinct, and look how well that did. Anyway, guys, catch you next time.